All right, I'm here. Hold on, I got to turn off the dehumidifier. But welcome everybody to day 2 of our suspended from YouTube live chat. If you don't know already, my main channel has been suspended. So we're having to do our live chats on this backup channel, or I should say, totally not a backup channel. It's totally a regular channel, not just for backup if I get deleted. But feel free to get your questions and comments in just like we would on a normal chat. The only difference is we'll have to do the knife drawing and stuff all through PayPal because, and I should have those holsters taken care of by tomorrow. That, you know, if you win a knife or a grip, you could choose a holster instead. And I'll have them all pictured tomorrow. I would have had them today, but I ended up today, since I couldn't do videos. Yesterday, I used the time to get all the packaging done and got everything sent out that was ready to mail. And then today, I went with my son, Caden, downtown to Vancouver, and we went to buy watermelons. Then we went and got, well, actually, we went first and got car parts at Park Rose Hardware. Then we went and got watermelons. Then we went and got ice cream. And then we went to the Ford dealership and got a part for his car. So we were out running around. Don't usually get a chance to do that very often because I'm usually working on something for YouTube. Can't do that right now because I'm banned. So suspended, I guess is what it is. I need to get one more strike before I'm banned. But I tell you, I've been going through all my videos and making everything I think they could possibly find offensive private and deleting some of it because I'm just like, I made almost 1,000 live chats private today. Still got about 2,000 more to go. In fact, I could be working on that right now while we're sitting here. These are all private. Those are all private. Those are all private. Those are all private. I'll say I got through about 1,000 of them. Oh shit! Why is it only doing 30 a page? Everyone does 50. All private. All private. All private. Got to get through like the first 1,000. Just don't want to take any chances on that third strike. You know, people are trying to report me on everything. And people see this as an opportunity to finally be rid of me in the gun community. I'm sure there's a few people trying to get me in trouble. Because I think there's a lot would love to see me gone. Here's back. I'm already back to where we were doing the Lonely Yankers chats during the pandemic. Edit visibility, update videos. I understand. Boom. But we'll get started as close to the top of the hour as possible once we get questions coming in. So if you got questions, like I said, put them in a live chat. Put at the Yankee, no, not at the Yankee Marshal. Put at the Yankee Gearhead in front of your questions and comments, and I'll be able to see them. Otherwise, you can send me emails if you got pictures to share. shootingleftofcenter@gmail.com. That ain't changed. Or if you want to support the channel in our time of need while we are struggling here, you can do super chats The only way you can do a super chat right now, though, is through the PayPal link over there, and it says support links, and it's got that'll take you to my webpage where you can either do a super chat, get entry into the grip drawing, buy merchandise, get entered into the Hollow Sun giveaway. Remember, we were right in the middle of that. We're about a third of the way already to the money on the Hollow Sun, though. So we're about a third of the way there towards giving that away. You should stop the AI shorts. I already have stopped the automatic AR shorts, AI shorts. So yeah, don't worry about that. That's done. That's what I got in trouble with was AI shorts. But get your questions and your comments in. Super chat if you can. We can use it. Oh, and I had multiple people leave Patreon and Subscribestar, and one person in their exit interview said, "There's no more channel." So I'm like, well, don't give up on us that fast. Especially talk about kicking me when I'm down. Jesus Christ. It's funny going back here to my old chats, and it's where, nowadays an average of like 1,000 to 2,000 people watch chats. Looking at these ones, like 8,000, 9,000, 25,000. People were way more involved in the live chats back then. Hell, I don't get my regular videos don't get that many views now. Get your questions and your comments in. We'll get started as soon as possible, as close to the top of the hour as possible. Haven't done my treadmill yet. I got to go do that once I'm done here. I like the one where you ragged on Krispy Kreme. Well, Krispy Kreme are gross. Sorry, they're gross. Yeah, we had so many more views on live chats back then. It's just everything's between 7 and 12, 15,000. Boom, 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 boom. Now we're lucky if we get 2. Usually around 1. Of course, that was the pandemic too, I think. Yeah, 2020. That's when the pandemic was, right? Need those pandemic audiences again. Hey, I had my Challenger. Hey, my Challenger. Come on, go back to the page. Jesus Christ, it's slow. Boom, 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 boom. Get your questions, comments in either in the live chat or via email or super chat via PayPal if you can. We desperately need it because only money we make through YouTube is the super chats, and now we're not making that. So I hate to see what I'm going to be making on YouTube. Pets and Vets is going to be struggling. I was already struggling. That's why we're doing the Hollow Sun giveaway. Oh, there's Maisie when she was a kitten. Remember when Maisie used to come into our live chats because I had the cat door on the wall behind me where they could come in from the house out into the garage? She used to come in during the live chats and attack me. Been a long time since that was the case. Boom, 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 boom. But get your questions and comments in. We'll get started as soon as possible. We don't got any questions or comments yet. Let's see if we got any entries into the drawing today, the Hollow Sun drawing. I think we got some orders. Some people bought some merchandise. That's unusual. I think people feel bad about for me. I'll take sympathy donations. I'm not above it. Whatever helps, helps. You know, dogs don't ask where it came from or how I got it. They don't care if I debase myself. They don't care if I give handies in parking lots. As long as the animal gets taken care of, they're happy. So, let's see here. Adrian Field. I think I put that in there. Yeah, that came in yesterday. Adrian Field got entries into the well, no, he did a super chat. So he got entries into the ammo can. He said, "Good luck with Stupid Tube." That was yesterday. It came in. Boom, boom, boom. I don't remember. I don't recognize that name, Adrian Field. Adrian Fields forever. Adrian Fields forever. And then Ezra Mabel got an entry into the ammo can drawing. Ezra Mabel. One entry. Micro Jana also, I do believe, got an entry into the ammo can. Did he already have entries? No. So he just, what is today? Oh, today's Thursday. We don't give the can away till tomorrow. I was like, oh, we give it a can away tonight? But no, we give the can away tomorrow. So if you want entered into the drawing for that, get your entries into that. I lost his, there, he got 3 entries. These questions. Nope, that's an entry into the Hollow Sun. Who was this from? Sean Bain. Did he already have any entries? No. He does now. And is this a question? No, it's not a question either. It's Ryan South Savage got, is that more entries? Because does he already have entries? Not into the Hollow Sun. I would have thought he did. I mailed something to him, I think, yesterday. I think. I just realized yesterday, remember how I gave away the magazines and the 2011 grip frame instead of knives if someone won and they wanted it at Grips? Same person got both of them. So I guess he's got a 2011, an STI 2011. Oh, there's Roadblock. That's a friend of my son's dog, Roadblock. I haven't seen him in forever. I haven't seen my son's friend in forever. He used to be up here all the time. They were out together all the time. Now my son goes down there. Because, you know, they're in town down there and they all drive. Well, actually, I don't think he drives yet. My son does, so he can go down there. Boom, 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 boom. In school suspension. We used to call that ALC when I was a kid. It was Alternate Learning Center. And I loved it. Loved it. Because most of the time in school for me was wasted time. So because I was a very smart kid, believe it or not. That was back before I had several head injuries. I don't know if I've ever told you all that, but I've had several head injuries. Back then I was smart, so I loved ALC because ALC, what you did is you went into this room. They had this big, like it was like an old storage room. They didn't have any windows, but they built cubicles in it. And what you did, there's like 7 or 8 cubicles in there, and you'd go in, maybe more, but you'd go in there, you'd sit in a cubicle all day, and they would bring you your daily work at the beginning of the day. All the teachers would send the assignments in for people that were in ALC. I'd do all the work in the first hour tops. And then the punishment was you had to read. If you'd done your work, you got to read. So I read things like Tolkien and Stephen King and all kinds of stuff. I was happy as fucking can be. I got to spend, 5/8 of the day or more just reading. And that's what I wanted to be doing anyway. So I loved ALC. I'd try to get put in it. They used to get mad at me, like, you're a straight A student. Why are you getting in trouble? I'm like, I'm just a rebel, Dottie. I didn't say it back in because that movie wasn't out yet, but I didn't add the Dottie part. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, there's that picture of that short barrel shotgun that I want really bad. All right, we'll get started as close to the top of the hour as possible. I'm saying we don't got any super chats yet, but I'm like, well, we can't get super chats right now. Although I don't think we do have any super chats. None yet, anyway. Oh, nope. Sean Bain just ammo can. He just got another entry into the ammo can. Well, at least my router didn't reset that time. I just got kicked out of the Starlink network. So I just had to reconnect to the Starlink network. They're doing that cycling thing I told you about because they're oversold. Ryan South Savage, where is he? Didn't I just put him on here? Or that might have been the other one. Get your questions and comments in. Is there anything in the live chat? Oh, God, no. We've got 60 people here, but there's no questions. Remember, you can't put at the Yankee Marshall in front of them now. You got to do at the Yankee Gearhead, or I won't see the questions. At the Yankee Gearhead. Yankee Marshall just uploaded one of those shorts 21 minutes ago. Now, that can't be true because my channel can't upload anything right now. It's Got no upload privileges. Let me see if I can content. It took me to the other channel. I can't sign out and sign back in over there right now because I'm signed in under the other name for the chat. So I'll have to check later. But there shouldn't be anything new on my channel over there. It doesn't have any upload. It's completely suspended. Completely suspended. Suspended. The Bronco base is the most affordable 4x4. I wouldn't mind having a 2-door Bronco, the Badlands edition, so I get the Sasquatch package, and I would do it up like a Sasquatch research vehicle, like Sasquatch Search and Rescue. I've been trying to do that last couple of days at home. I've been like, you've had your truck for a year now. We should trade it in on a Bronco. It wouldn't really affect our payments. So. I have muscle memory typing the Yankee Marshall. Yeah, me too. But it's the Yankee Gearhead. The Yankee Gearhead. You got to put in the Yankee Gearhead or I won't see any of the questions. So get it together, people. Jeez. I can't hold your hand. You probably wouldn't let me. We're going to go ahead and get started. We don't really got any questions. Mikey D just got some ammo can entries. Ammo can. Mikey D. There we go. Yeah, tomorrow is the next ammo can giveaway. And then we're about a third of the way to the Hollow Sun one right now. Maybe a little more now after today. So I can't imagine it'd be more than a week before we, hopefully. Conway 20. Is that like Conway Twitty? My grandmother loved Conway Twitty. Freddie Fender, Conway Twitty. Oh, I remember Freddie Fender came to town one time. My grandmother worked at Shoney's as a waitress, and Conway Twitty came to the restaurant, and one of the girls was like, "Well, I'm next. I'm gonna get Conway Twitty," and my grandmother's like, "The fuck you are? Sit your ass down, or I'll snatch you bald headed." Because she was my grandmother's favorite art. He was my grandmother's favorite artist. She ended up sitting in the booth with him and talking with him while he ate and everything else. They couldn't fire my grandmother. She's one of those women that kind of ran the town, so so she'd get away with whatever she wanted to get away with. Paul Garza said YouTube can't stop us. I don't want to say that out loud because they kind of can. Because I realized yesterday when I had no access to YouTube, I'm like, well, how do I tell everybody I got no access? Most people are not subscribed to my Facebook. So I went over there and tried my Facebook, but most people ain't through that. So I hate to say it, but I think they can stop us. All right. We'll go ahead and get started. We've kind of started already. I've been referencing emails and stuff. But welcome everybody to another day of Pro Gun, Pro Freedom Chitty Chat, our MURCA Guns and Freedom podcast being done on a different channel right now because our main channel is deleted, not deleted, but banned. One more strike, it'll be deleted. and I know they're just waiting to give me one. So they gave me 2 in like 10 minutes. So we're over here for a while. The only difference is now you can't do super chats here. If you want to do a super chat, like get into the knife drawing, things like that, you got to do it through the PayPal link over there where it says support links. And that'll take you to my website. You can get entries into the ammo can drawing and entries into the Hollow Sun drawing. You can buy merchandise and get entries into the Hollow Sun drawing. You can do super chats, all kinds of things over there. Get into the grip drawing, etc. I said YouTube. That's why I said YouTube can't stop us. And I was like, I think they can. Or YT. That's YouTube, right? You said YouTube can't stop us. I was like, I think they can. They can shut us down. Because like I said yesterday, when I was like been banned, I've been suspended. I can't tell anybody I'm suspended. Couldn't even put a note on my page to tell them. Does it tell you all I'm suspended if you go to my channel? Because I was like, I can't even tell anybody anything. Because in the past, I've had this happen before where I've gotten strikes, but they didn't prevent you from posting on your page or upload videos, just from doing live chats. Now it's everything. When you get 2 strikes, it's everything, I guess. Before I had only 1 strike, and then I did get a 2nd strike, but they still let me upload videos. So I don't know why now it's 1 strike and you can't do nothing. All right. Oh, I already started, didn't I? Let's keep getting started. But let's get started with the questions. I will start with what came in via the YouTube's, or not YouTube's, the PayPal. Ryan Sal Savage said, talk me out of buying a Beretta 30X. I'm going to get a 32 ACP conversion barrel. I have lots of 380 ammo. I need to shoot. We don't need to shoot. Save it for bad times. I need to shoot. I'm starting to get into 32 ACP also. I have a few threaded 32 ACP guns. Oh, don't you go buy that 30X. Yeah, that would be way too much fun. It's too awesome of a gun. Do you think you really deserve that nice of a gun? Go buy that gun. I'm not here to talk you out of buying a gun. I like people buying guns. So I'm kind of the biggest gun. I like guns, people buying guns. I'm not in the gun industry. Unlike most of the gun channels, they're in the gun industry. You know, you see them at shows talking to the manufacturers, or you see them promoting stuff on their pages, which I don't know how they get away with, and all that stuff. I don't do that. I'm not in the industry. I've got no ties to the industry. I make no money from the gun industry. I don't have any reason to tell you what they want me to tell you. That's my son. I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, I'm not in the gun industry. That's what I'm saying. So, but I still like to see the gun industry do well. Now, does that mean I am okay with them using fear, division, and stuff to drive up sales? No. We're in a gun bubble anyway. We had been for years, and it's been artificially maintained through fear and division. And that's why all these little boutique gun makers popped up everywhere. But a normal gun economy can't support all that. There can't be 50 different AR makers and 50 different Glock makers and, you know, all this stuff. It's just, there's not enough demand for it. But I love seeing a regular gun economy where the companies that make guns do well and keep making guns. But I don't like the artificial inflation crap, and I won't go for it, which is one of the reasons the industry don't like me. Ryan McFarland got an entry into grip drawing. I don't even know. Do I even have? Yes, I do. I've got something already started for the grips. Ryan McFarland. Haven't seen that name in a long time. He got entries into the grip drawing. And I should have a picture of all the holsters you can choose by tomorrow too. I would have done it today, but I went and hung out with my son all day, and now he's texting me. Where was I? Sean Bain said, not an entry. Is the Browning High Power the original 2011? Sort of. It's a double stack, 9mm. That, single action. It's one of the reasons why I say, do we really need 2011s? And I'm all for them existing because, the more guns, the better. But is there a need for them? Like, do I want one? I mean, when they first came out, I was like, oh, these are cool. They're new. I got to get one. And they look very tactical. But after a while, I was just like, well, this is just a double stack 9mm, and there's better ones. Beretta's better. Browning High Power, better. So I'm like, why would I? And Sig Sauer, better. So why would I want a 2011? I'm just like, I don't know why I would want one. So Browning High Power is a reason why we don't need the 2011s, kind of. And it is kind of like an early double stack 1911. John M. Mandrick just said, what did he say? Hold on. He said, what is your preference for semi-automatic pistol holsters, Kydex or leather? Well, my preference for every holster is leather. I mean, I have some Kydex holsters, and I'm okay with them. I like them. I just prefer leather. It's just more my style. It's more comfortable. It's, I just like it better. So I always usually go with leather, outside waistband, 3:30, 4 o'clock. I'm very much in a rut when it comes to that. That's what I like. That's what I generally do. Especially now that I've gotten to where I'm older and I open carry all the time. I just don't even bother. So it's just 3:30, 4 o'clock, leather holster. I don't worry about concealing it. So it makes it easy. So I likes it. But I mean, I got nothing against Kydex, and I got some like Kydex paddle holsters and stuff. Well, in fact, I've also got leather paddle holsters. This is one of the leather holsters you'll be able to choose. It's paddle holster. This was a prototype for the 6-inch 1911 Bruin, and I had the belt one, but the only thing he ever chewed up was my prototype holster. They made these as prototypes and gave them to me to try, and he ate the motherfucker. The only thing he ever chewed up of mine. So I was just upset about that. I think we're all caught up over at the emails. Let me check and see. Nope. We got one right here. This one does not have a picture. So what is the biggest order you've ever had on your website? Oh, what's his name? Not Rick Dot, is it? I forget who it is, but he doesn't order like often, but he'll order like once a year, and he orders like $200-300 worth of stuff. So those are generally my biggest orders. That guy who orders, he just orders like once a year or so, and then he orders a bunch at a time though. This one does have a picture, so let me share this one. Why do so many comic book fans refuse to bathe and brush their teeth? Tucson Comic Con to add deodorant booths to exhibit hall this year. No, it's just nerds. They don't shower much. They don't like to shower, which I don't like to shower either. I think it's an autism thing, to be honest. And I think a lot of them have autism too, Asperger's. So I think it is a symptom of autism, the not wanting to shower, because I don't want to do it. It's very boring. It bothers me because it's boring, but Nominal Snowman said tracking. Well, tracking number for what? What did you send? I don't know if I want to open it or not. I'm probably going to stick it underwater for a couple of days before I open it, in case it's like a steak or something. I am going to shake it and see if it moves around. That's the very least I'm going to do. Is there anything coming in yet over here for questions? because I'm done over here. Let's go see. Let's go see. Oops, it kicked me out. Hold on. Here's where I was trying to change to see, make sure nothing uploaded on my channel. All right. Boom. All right. I have about 30 items up for auction on Item Broker. We shall see how the bubble looks when my auction closes in 2 weeks. Oh, wait, I did not get to the top before I started reading there. Hold on. How did you get all your head injuries? Well, a couple were from motorcycle accidents. I fractured my skull in a motorcycle accident. I had put a hairline fracture all the way up from my eye socket, up my forehead right here. That was the worst. That one was horrible. Pain, like, headaches so bad. They thought I had a brain tumor until they finally x-rayed my head. And they're like, you got a hairline fracture in your skull, boy. And they're like, have you taken any heavy blows to the head? And I was like, about a week ago or so, I hit my face on a tree riding a motorcycle. And they're like, well, that probably did it. I got one playing hockey one time. I fell and hit my head on the ice, gave myself a concussion. So I'm not a good skater. I mean, I was decent, but I couldn't skate backwards very well. And if I tried to turn around and go backwards, I'd fall a lot. And I fell and just went flip, bam, right onto the back of my head on the ice. And of course, my helmet came right off when I fell down because it didn't fit very well. So, bam, right on my head. Like I said, a couple motorcycle accidents. And also, my most recent concussion was several years ago. I was watching Monday Night Raw was coming on. And I was trying to run downstairs to put laundry in the washing machine before it started. And as I was running down the stairs, a broom had fallen down from the side and was laying across the stairs. I tripped on it, fell, went face first into the stone wall at the bottom of our basement stairs, and just hit the ground, and everything went black. And I was like, oh, I almost blacked out. And I kind of crawl back up the stairs, and I go in, and Raw's been on for 20 minutes. So I did black out for a little while. And then I had to go pick up someone somewhere. I can't remember where it was. I drove to get them. And as I got to the parking lot, I had to get out, start puking. I was dizzy and stuff. So it's like, concussion. All right, let's see here. Where am I at? I don't know. The Yankee Marshall channel just uploaded one of those shorts 21 minutes ago. I don't think it could have. It's blocked completely. Did you get my tracking number I sent? I did. I don't know what it's for. Sorry, that's just my phone giving me notification days after the fact. What the heck? Oh, yeah, they do that. I get those notifications all the time that are way late. And you know what I like even worse than, or hate even more than that, when they give you notifications late? I hate when you're scrolling through like the news programs, to read your news articles. And there'll be an article that's like, mass shooting in Colorado, blah, blah, blah. And you'll be like, oh no, what are you? And then you're scrolling through and you're like, trying to find out. And then you'll be finally like originally published October. I'm like, what? Why are you reposting shit like that? To make it look like it's happening right now, stuff that happened like 6 months ago. And I see that all the time, and it fucking pisses me off. I got very little tolerance for that. Hold the hand of the man that made you a woman. Conway 20. I think he meant Conway 20. Are you related to Conway then? No, I'm not related to Conway. But my grandmother loved Conway 20, but she liked Freddie Fender better. But I read that already. Getting suspended makes you spend your time with a youngin', the horror. Yeah, I know. I had to spend time with my son today. Yeah, your son's texting you now. I'm on money, Daddy. No, he's texting me about a paintless dent repair because he's always had this little ding on his door, and I've been telling him for the longest time, get that fixed. It bothers me when I see it. It's just a little ding, but it's will pop right out with dentless paint repair. But I'm like, fix that. I don't like it. Oh, I need to read the names of people who bought merch today. I haven't done that yet, so let me do that real quick. Because we got a few people actually. And Ryan McFarland just bought some shirts. Why is he not? Well, once again, at least my whole system didn't reboot. It just kicked me out of the Starlink network again. You've been disconnected from the Starlink network. It's cycling it through every so often. It shuts off service to you so that it can cover service for other people and then switches you back and forth. And so you're down and up, down and up, down and up. And sometimes you're down long enough to disconnect. Let's see. If you were just streaming, you wouldn't notice that. But if you're doing live, you notice it. If you were just streaming a movie or something, you would never notice the difference. Let's see. Where was I at? I was going to read the names of people who bought merchandise. That's what I was going to do. All right, here we go. Ezra Mabel. Ezra Mabel bought him in this country we used to shoot Nazis t-shirt. Zachary McDonald, he got the same shirt. He got the same shirt. Donald Walkie, name Donald Walkie, he got the Guns Don't Kill People, and he got the Armed Bears, the Right to Armed Bears shirt. And then Ryan McFarland, he got the Equalizers t-shirt. No one ever gets the Equalizers t-shirt. He got the Only American Flag t-shirt. He got the Smokey Bear t-shirt and the Silent Revolution t-shirt. He bought 4 t-shirts. Hope he used his discount on the shirts. Let's see, did it? Yes, he used the discount because it's got it right under there. It says Yankees Big 10. So thanks to those people for buying merchandise and trying to help us out while we're struggling. And that all goes towards, that's $5 a piece for every shirt. Goes towards, that's a 4, 5, 6. That's another $35 towards the Hollow Sun giveaway. So, so that helps. That helps. Let me get back to the chat. The C96 broom handle Mauser was really the first higher capacity auto loader, but you could get even 32 round magazines for Lugers but they're not 1911-ish. He was talking 1911-ish, like, because the 2011 is a double stack 1911, and he was like, wasn't a Browning high power very similar to a double stack 1911? Always shower once a day. Don't tell me what to do. Sometimes twice or even 3, rarely. I'm more autistic than you. I spend hours in hotel showers sometimes. I don't know if that's autism as that is just a disorder. Maybe you're germophobic. Of course, now they list everything under autism. It used to be all these were all separate things. Now they all come together under one umbrella. Sent random crap you can give away to raise money. You'll appreciate the care I took to keep it from getting damaged. You better not have wrapped it in a ton of tape. I hate when stuff comes. Got a pack of holsters yesterday from, oh God, who sent the holsters? I'll be telling you when I show the holsters to give them away. He wrapped that stuff in the tape that's got those strings in it to make them almost impossible to get through. It was like a fight to get the thing open. Does the Beretta 96A1 have a removable front sight? I do believe it does. That's one of the good things about it. It's got a removable front sight, I do believe. At least the new ones do. I don't know about the old ones. Let me look real quick. Where's the 96? Yeah, it's got removable front sight. Yep, that's why I think it's better than the 92FS, because I don't like the not removable front sights. I don't like the not removable front sights. The anti-Muslim biker rally in Dearborn, Michigan accomplished absolutely nothing. The bikers left and the Muslims are still there. They tried to scare the Muslims. These things are, I think they're orchestrated to make both sides look bad. I really think that's, most of these things I think are just orchestrated by the politicians and billionaires just to keep people divided and angry. I took a metal pipe to the temple years ago. Couldn't see for like 20 seconds solid, but didn't go out. Everyone that saw it said my head must be 95% bone. Probably. I lost my vision once in one eye because I got hit in the face with a baseball and detached my retina. I had to go have surgery to have my retina reattached. It was not fun. Not fun. Wasn't the worst thing in the world, but it wasn't fun. I'll say that. Let's see, where were we? Conway Twitty saying you want a lover with the slow hand. You want a lover with an easy touch. While the Pointer Sister saying, I want a lover with slow hand. Maybe he was getting it on with Ruth. I don't think Ruth was always a man. I mean, always a woman. I'm pretty sure Ruth was born a man. Ruth. Avo said, I held a Glock 43X today for the first time at my LGS, and now I want one. No other guy in that class has fit. No other gun, I think he meant, not guy. Because he says no other guy in the class fits his hand that way. So I think he means gun, not guy. Otherwise, I'm like, why is he going around seeing which guys fit his hand? If you're going to make any money, you got to be able to adapt. You can't just go with the ones that are the right size. So that doesn't make sense. But he says he wants that one now. Put him on the list here. Vetus Petui. One entry. But yeah, the 43X, which one is that? I'm going to have to look because I don't know what the Glock 43X is. I don't know the Glock numbers. Oh, it's that little slimline Glock. Oh, yeah, those are cute. I like those. That's a cute little Glock. As Glocks go. But I've always liked the look of the Glocks. I mean, I think they're very utilitarian looking. They're like industrial art. You've ever seen like an industrial art exhibit, how it's just, trying to see the artistic aspect of just things that are big and square and made for certain things. I like that. Yankee, this has been bugging me for a while. Is it Yankee Marshall or Marshall and why? Oh, L, one L or two? It's one L. The Yankee Marshall is one L. My name Marshall is two L's. But the Yankee Marshall is just a play on my actual name. Because my actual name is Marshall. So, but it with two L's. So I played, like the Marshall, like the lawman Marshall, which is only one L. And I am a Yankee because I'm from West Virginia. So that's how I got my SAS name, was the Yankee Marshall. Doo, doo, doo. How many 2011s are out there? Oh, bunches. There's bunches, bunches and bunches. If the NFA stuff goes through, do you think we'll see some sort of fancy, expensive vertical grips being shielded for regular pistol Picatinny rails? Will it be the new in thing? I don't know, but there are lots of little guns I'd love to put, like a Scorpion or something. Mine's SBR, but if it wasn't, there's lots of little guns like that I would love to put a foregrip on. My little PTR, I'd probably take the pistol brace off of it, put a foregrip on it, because I would like that better. So I would love to see that happen. How many 20? Oh, I read that. That racist January 6th idiot Jake Lang thinks he can force Muslims to leave Dearborn, Michigan. He's dead wrong. That guy's just a joke. I mean, I'm like, who's paying that guy's salary to get him out there acting like an idiot in front of everybody? He's a fucking joke. And he's, oh God, he's just weird. Uh, for someone who likes to dress up like he's some sort of commando, he's weirdly effeminate. And not in just his behavior, but his shape. He's got kind of a big girly butt. Because the first time I saw it, I was like, is that somebody's grandma? Is that somebody's girlfriend out there? What is going on? I am a germaphobe. I read for a few hours in hotel showers while waiting to go to work. Is there a high power that has a decocker? Well, there's not a 1911 that has a decocker. But no, I don't think so. They're single action. Why would you want a decocker? They do make a mechanism, and I've got it on one of mine though, where you can rack the slide, hammers back. You can actually push the hammer forward. It engages the safety. And then when you disengage the safety, the hammer pops back to the back position. And that's pretty cool. I like that. But that's not a decocker, actually. Oh yeah, you'll have no problem opening the box I sent. It'll be a quick 5-second job. So it's like your sex life. So I'm just, that's what your mom told me. I'm not basing that on anything I've experienced. So I'm guessing Save the 40s was a failure. It ain't doing well, that's for sure. We're still trying. We're still trying to save the 40s because we definitely have better caliber than 9mm. But beep, beep, beep. Conway Twitty had a slow hand to keep from messing up his hair. He did have some fancy hair. He had a helmet, a hair helmet, that's for sure. So he definitely had the fancy hair. He was the ugly, ugly man. I mean, like nowadays you couldn't have musical artists that ugly because people got to see them because of videos and stuff. So back then, people could just listen to the record and pretend he looked like whatever they wanted. Unless you saw him on the Grand Ole Opry or something. But he was just way too ugly. Apparently, he was popular with the ladies, but he was ugly, 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 like offensively ugly. I got kicked out of the Starlink network again. It took a little while to reconnect. Well, first it was telling me my satellite was misaligned by 12 degrees, but then it said, no, it's fine. Let's see, where are we at? Why haven't you done the PTR on an SBR form yet? Let's have it. Kicked out of the Starlink network again. And told me I was misaligned by 12 degrees again. Then it went back to saying, oh, no, you're not. Let's see, where was I? I've never had a sex life. This is well established fact. Can't last 5 seconds if it doesn't exist. It's not my fault that even that most women have some standards. You can't blame that on me. Hell, even sheep have got their limits. One of the reasons I blurred the prices out of gun images I send you is because the YouTube is looking for any excuse to permanently ban your channel. Yeah, they're looking for excuses to ban a lot of channels. YouTube is becoming like Reddit, which bans people for absolutely no reason. Yeah, and then they won't even tell you what you did. They won't even tell you. You'll be like, well, what did I violate? Oh, you violated this policy. Well, I just read that policy and none of that stuff applies to my video. So what did I do? We can't tell you that. In other words, we don't care if you did anything or not. We're just punishing you. Probably because of my anti-Israel videos. Because I noticed they took all those down. Those all gone. Where was it? No, like vertical grips on your shadow too. Because why would you want to hold a man's hand, even if it's your own? Use our new grip style. Well, I don't want it on a little gun like that, but some people might, you know. But to me, it'd be on the big pistol, big hands, like the ones that are technically handguns, like the Scorpion. Vertical grip on those, well, that's where it would come in handy. So I wouldn't put it on a regular gun, but some people might. But I don't see how that would ever take off. I just don't think it would. We'd be able to help you keep your gun level, though. That's for sure. My brother-in-law takes a minimum 6 showers a day, germaphobe. I still got 4 Nyers, gangrene, and almost lost his junk. Was in the hospital for almost a month. He must be doing a lot of bad stuff. This is why Yankee is poor. Why? What did I do? What did I do that makes me poor? It's mainly because they decided to have kids instead of continue a lucrative career. That's one of the main reasons I'm poor. And COVID wiped out a lot of my things that I did to prepare myself for retirement, that I set up, like businesses I own part of. The two most profitable ones. I'm one of the few people that can invest in something like a strip club that always makes money and then have it go out of business because of the pandemic. And of course, the main owner opened up another strip club after with a different, a different LLC to fuck over everybody that had holdings in the earlier one. What was the lucrative career? I was developing business properties. I owned a bar too. That could be pretty lucrative sometimes, but yeah, developing properties and making deals with people who wanted to open a business. I'd go in and develop the property for them, and I owned part of the business. And, let's see here. I was doing that because it made me less upfront, but it made me more in the long run. I could retire, but that pandemic fucked me up. So hypothetically, if MGs were legal again, would you buy a Beretta 93 or no? I wouldn't want one. What was all right? I've sold everything and have no hobbies. Landlord says I just sit in the dark in my bank account. I guess that's one way to spend your days. I guess if you're not going to get laid, might as well do that. I think that's going to be it for us today. I think I've got everything answered. I read all the people who donated and bought merchandise. So I think that's going to do it for today. A bar can be lucrative if you're the one there running it all the time. Otherwise, you lose your ass fast. Yeah, I was always there, unfortunately. So it was a pain in the ass. A lot of work, and you can never get anything. You never had any free time. Because even when you weren't there, like if you scheduled time, like it took me 3 attempts to see how to train your dragon. Because the first time I go, we get about 15 minutes into the movie, I get a call. Oh, this person didn't show up and this person didn't show up and I've got to go pick up my mom and blah, blah, blah. And so I had to go in and work for a while and find somebody to cover a shift because they didn't bother to tell me they weren't coming in. And it was one of those, we traded shifts and I forgot we traded shifts or, those kind of deals, which is why I was always like, never just trade shifts, change it on the board. But that happened the first time. Then we go back the second time. We get about a half hour into it this time. And I get a call. Hey, you might want to come in. I'm like, well, why? Well, Dana just knocked Wayne all the way across the bar, picked him up and threw him. And I was like, oh my God, that's my bartender and my head waiter. And I was like, oh no, this is not good. So things like that all the fucking time. How many of your bar employees were on heroin? Only one that I know of. And that was our cook, our secondary, or not our first cook, not Lucretia. The other guy, I forget his name right now. But he was a good cook. But he started getting real erratic about showing up for work and stuff like that. And he started having a custody battle with his wife from over their kid because they were getting separated. And he started getting really bad at his job. And I noticed he was going into the basement a lot for stuff, which was the storeroom. So I went back after him one day, right after he went in there, and right up on the top of the beam, he had his heroin stuff stashed. So he got fired. And then he tried to sue me for wrongful termination. I was like, dude, I got you on video doing heroin in the basement because we have a security camera in the basement. That's how I went down there and found your stash so fast. So that got dropped real quick. His lawyer dropped it on us. It dropped it before it went anywhere because he had one of those state-appointed employment attorneys that was threatening to sue us. And we need this many months severance and blah, blah, blah. It's like he was doing heroin in my place of business. He ain't getting shit. And when I sent him the video, it was that was the end of that. I was getting sued for two things at one time. One employee that got fired was suing me for sexual harassment, saying that I was always hitting on her, which is ridiculous. And that one about the heroin, the guy getting wrongfully fired. Kicked out the Starlink network again. We were just finishing up anyway, so I want to thank everybody for coming. I appreciate it. I especially want to thank people who bought merchandise, got entered into the drawings, etc. I'll get all that over there on the thing today. I'm doing that right now for the people who bought merchandise. So thanks everybody for everything you do for the channel, especially now when we need it more than ever. And don't be canceling memberships and stuff right now. Wait till we see if we actually get deleted. But thanks everybody for coming. I will see y'all later. Until tomorrow, remember, always carry and stay safe until I see you again. I didn't do that.